Zoom.
Welcome back. And if you've just joined us, you are tuned into the Mid Morning Talk Show with myself, Nafisa Dango. And we're talking inspirational mornings, changing the way you think, changing the positivity. And this is something that I've learned on my trip that I just went away. I worked with phenomenal women who were just so selfless and so caring. But I think it was creating that sisterhood that really mattered. Each one of us networking in our own space, in our own way, coming together, syncing together and creating this phenomenal, should I say, engine that moved forward in such a beautiful way. I think everybody's come back with so many memories and so much of networking and so much of love. That we have to just chat about it this morning. So, very warm welcome to Sister Shereen Michelle Hunter from the Hunter Group and Sister Charlotte Duplessis from Woman of Stature Awards. A very warm welcome to the Nafisa Dango Show this morning. I've been really excited and really looking forward to this particular segment this morning.
Good morning, Nafisa, and thank you very much for having us.
Sister Charlotte, I think you're for. There we go. I thought you were on mute there for a second.
I was. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's lovely to be with you again on Salam Media, and I look forward to a little chinwag with you.
Most definitely. And I would say not just a little bit of it, but I think let's start with you, Sister Shireen. We're going to unpack
Sure.
this as we went along with the events. What I found was totally phenomenal was with the Hadrat Global Innovation Leadership Summit, including with yourself, Sister Charlotte, with, of course, the Woman of Stature Awards. Definitely an amazing collaboration of people coming together. But let's unpack, of course, the essence of what was brought out with what we did there in Dubai. And I think our viewers are very interested in wanting to listen to that because, as I spoke earlier, it was leaving your footprints behind. And I think each one of us that went there had created our own little legacy through Sister Hava Shafare and Dr. Ahmad Shameli, giving us that platform to be able to network and understand each other. But I think the legacies created were done in our own spaces, but with that collaboration. So let's unpack the summit. I think the summit was phenomenal in the sense that we brought people from all sorts of spheres to be able to make us reflect on where we're at in as far as business is concerned, as far as leadership and innovation is concerned, and how we can move ourselves forward, not just, of course, in Dubai, but throughout the world on a global level. So let's unpack a little bit of that.
Absolutely. Would you like to comment on that, Nafisa?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it's amazing what has come out of lockdown. Being in home for such a long time, so many people limited in terms of their movement. But what that has produced, I suppose, in the short term and medium term, is that people have really had the time to come up with more creative ways to be able to connect with each other. And in fact, I think the need to connect is deeper than it's ever been. The catapulting of how we communicate with each other under conditions of lockdown through digital has been absolutely phenomenal. And I think what we can take away from all of that is that we are now able to connect so much better. If we look at the tools that are available, the platforms that are available for people to be able to reach out and have conversations across continents. I mean, we just kind of flew through dimensions of barrier to entry in terms of user interface. If you rewind this tape, you give my age away. If we go back in the clock, just a few years, 3 or 4 years, very few people were actually having conversations on platforms like Zoom and Google Meet and, Teams meetings. Now it's the norm. Now this is how we're doing business. But what that has done, it's taken down the walls between countries with open conversations. And so the leads across border are coming through fast and furiously. And for those who have made themselves available to embrace the opportunities, the sky is absolutely the limit. And I think what we see in terms of Hadarat Global and what it presented in the UAE is the absolute manifestation of this. We had women and men coming from every single continent, so many different countries who have been communicating for weeks and months on end virtually, that were able to find a meeting point where we could actually then connect face to face. And the level of business and investment was mind blowing.
No, I so agree with you. It was absolutely, unbelievable to see also the type of sync from the, I'm going to call it the Hadarat South African team, because from all of us that went there, um, it was, for me, I think the phenomenal experience was the fact that everybody just synced, everything just came together, everybody had that understanding with each other, and it was such a happy environment to work in that everybody just wanted to give it their best shot. And Charlotte, bringing you into that, I think with the awards and the collaboration with Hadra Global, I thought it was such a phenomenal idea to take this on a global scale and make women that are doing such amazing things in different spheres to the fore, so that people can, they get showcased. And I'm really, really grateful. And I have so much of gratitude towards yourself, Sister Shereen, Dr. Ahmed Shamaili, and of course, let's not forget Sister Hava Shafre, for giving me the opportunity to be able to showcase myself on a level that I never thought I would experience. But through that, the sisterhood created was amazing. And Sister Charlotte, that's what you stand for through Professional Collective and, of course, the Woman of Stature Awards. You've been bringing people together on such a different level, and just experiencing that and standing there for those few days, working with you and the other women, has been such a phenomenal experience, because everybody just came together and created this sync and understood each other. And the amount of love and understanding that went by was just absolutely phenomenal. I think, and I just said this to my team earlier when I met them, it was the most awesome working experience of my entire life.
Well, thank you so much. And, I have to echo, what Shereen is saying, is it was the coming together of such international flavors. For me, it's obviously the very first time that I've stepped on a global stage to represent the Woman of Stature brand. In particular, this time round, obviously the Women of Stature Foundation and the Women of Stature Awards. And quite rightly, Nafisa, as you say, we were such a wonderful delegation from South Africa that were given this opportunity to work together with Dr. Hawa and obviously Dr. Ahmed, who opened their arms to us. They welcomed us, to become part of the family. And this is really what has really become for me one of the most life-changing experiences, is how they have welcomed us in as a family. We are a member of a family now. And I was actually telling one of my colleagues in the office, and for me, what's so wonderful is how, we're all being referred to as brother and sister. And, there's a whole family unit that has been created through the Hadarat Global vision, and how it's come to fruition and manifested as Sister Shereen. And I'm going to call you Sister Shereen from now on. It is when we talk in the context of Hadarat Global, and what I'm so proud about, and I don't know how many people are aware of this, but when Brother Ahmed and Sister Hawa invited Sister Shereen in on this new concept of Hadarat Global, it was actually out of the brainchild of them all that this concept has flowed forward. But that Sister Shereen is actually the one that came up with the name Hadarat. In her wisdom, she did a lot of research, and the word civilization, if you translate it, it's the word civilization. And so I want to just say to Sister Shereen, congratulations on this incredible the mind that she has, because she is, of course, the Woman of Stature brand management partner, and she's helped create the new look and the brand and the concept of Women of Stature over the past few years since we've been in a beautiful business partnership. And this is really what this entire organization of collaboration is bringing forth, and it's birthing so many new concepts, and the vision behind it all is like this collective brain power of visionaries. And it's been an incredible experience for me, and I there's no words that can describe how I'm feeling at this point in time, to be sitting in and amongst these incredible visionaries. But, the intellect that was in that room on the very first day of the summit, for me, was tangible. And it's been an incredible growing experience. I'm proud to say that at my age, that I could be witness to something so beautiful, so meaningful, and it's going to touch so many millions and millions and millions of people's lives. And just to be just to be part of it, and to be able to add the value that I can bring to it, I respect. I have the greatest of respect for every woman and every man that was part of this entire process to bring Hadarat Global to that stage on the day. And for me and my organization to be part of it, well, it is mind-blowing. That's all I can say.
I can so agree with you. I felt the same way when I got back. I said to my team that, the types of relationships and sisterhood that was created was so absolutely phenomenal. I think we hardly slept when we were in Dubai. I think I had about 2 hours of sleep a night because we just couldn't get enough of each other and getting to know each other and networking with each other. And Sister Shereen, congratulations. I mean, just coming up with such a phenomenal concept with Sister Charlotte. I think has been a mind-blowing experience for all the people that had attended not just the summit but the awards as well. It's made me come back and reflect on what it is that we can do from a level that you have, to say how can we collaborate in a better way as well, to create a bigger network and take this on a higher level. Because what has taken place there, I just wish that everyone that was that was not there could. I'm hoping we could get a hold of that live streaming and play it one day, and make them understand the essence. It wasn't just getting people together, but the essence of creating awareness of business and the types of issues that we face on a global scale. And what it was, to do is to literally bring that global issues to the fore and bring in people like Mr. Carlo Geladi, Dr. Pierre Brunswick, and say, these are the types of innovations they've come up with to be able to actually change the narrative of every single person's life, not just in a particular country, but throughout the globe.
Absolutely, it's so true. I think, the beats of my heart, and I think the purpose of everything is relationship, Nafisa. It's relationship, relationship, relationship. And as I was alluding to before, we can build those relationships now digitally because, you're able to sit in person across from someone and look them in the eye rather than send an email around the world. In the old days, it used to be a letter. Now you can sit and you can actually have an in-person relationship with someone who's sitting on another continent, and then have the second opportunity, which is to connect with them on a one-on-one basis. So I think the leaders that were presented at that summit are real advocates for relationship building commercially. And everything that they spoke pointed to building relationships, building trust between continents. And I think the overarching idea that nobody can do this on their own. We absolutely are dependent on each other. There needs to be a spirit of collaboration and the joining of hands so that this world can heal from what we've just come through in terms of global crisis. But to see people put their money where their mouth is and invest in the summit and invest in upcoming and budding entrepreneurs and developing business, I tell you, that is something I wish every business person in the world could witness, because it is nothing short of miraculous. We are not talking about a little bit of money. The conversations that I was in over the course of that summit spoke to billions of dollars that are being invested in up and coming talent, new developing business, new developing markets, and how encouraging. We need to be able to speak more about this. This is the narrative going forward. There are some beautiful things that have evolved and come out of a season of real struggle and hardship. And I think we mustn't be blind to the opportunities that present themselves in the future through organizations like Hadarat Global, like the Woman of Stature Foundation, like Salam Media. I mean, another brand that continually is extending its arm into the community and saying, please come, please share your stories, please tell us what you're doing. And I mean, that is so valuable. If you think of the cost of media today, and how open Salam Media is to engaging with the community. It's phenomenal. Nothing short of miraculous.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, because the thing is, the idea of it and the ideology is to bring humanitarian journalism to the fore, is to make people understand that there is a platform out there to be able to reach out to and change, like you were saying, people's narratives. And it's about also building those relationships. And that's the most important thing. Because once you start building those relationships, one relationship does not just stay there, it leads to many others. And this is how we start helping each other, creating a humongous network that could change that narrative in such a space that would never have ever imagined. And it has started just here with this leadership summit and the awards. But stick with us. We're going to go for a quick break. We'll be back with you in a few seconds.
For every community without water.
For every person searching for a way to give, Africa Muslims Agency has been at your service for 35 years, connecting hearts and changing lives. Thank you for helping us to serve the needy since 1987. Support our journey by donating to Africa Muslims Agency as we commemorate 35 years of empowering, educating, and inspiring.
There's no smell that takes me back to the comfort of my childhood than the smell of black seed oil being applied by my nanny. Now I'm using black seed in my own home to soothe sniffles and coughs, to help with digestion and immunity, and of course, as part of my beauty routine. After all these years, I've come to appreciate the wisdom in finding comfort and shifa in trusted treatments like black seed. You can find black seed at all leading pharmacies or find out more at blackseed.co.za.
There are an estimate of 153 million orphans worldwide. Change their lives by donating towards our Orphan Kind program. For 750 Rand per month, you can be the reason an orphan smiles. Go on, be Orphan Kind. Visit www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573 to find out how you can help save these children's lives. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness, and every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and freezer card calculation. Visit us at 534 Rich Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
Welcome back to the show with myself, Nafisa Dango, and we're in conversation with Sister Charlotte Duplessis from Woman of Stature and Sister Shereen Hunter. It's something we learned in Dubai, and trust me, the word sister means so much, as they were saying earlier. The relationships we built were just absolutely phenomenal, and it's definitely a long-term relationship, Sister Charlotte. I must thank you, because the sisterhood that I learned there and the phenomenalness of each woman and the potential that each one had brought to the table was just absolutely mind-blowing, as you said earlier. It's made us understand and recognize each other. But I think what was the most amazing part about it all is, as we were sitting at the table, I was sitting with another person that was also in media. And what I loved about it is that there was no competition as such. We were rooting for each other. I was still just teasing her and telling her, I think it's you. And she said, I think it's you. And I said, you know what? That's not what that is about. I'm so actually blessed to get to know a phenomenal human being like yourself. And then we got talking and we started networking with each other. So this is what it's created. There's so many. I think my phone hasn't stopped ringing every single day with somebody or the other wanting to get into contact with me and create that loving sisterhood that we've created from Dubai that has been brought back with us to South Africa. And I think that's the essence to what you and Sister Shereen, Hadrat Global, and Sister Hava Shafre and Dr. Shameli have looked at that a particular essence of it. It's not just creating the business relationship, but creating that personal relationships that help you move forward in life. And we create those support structures in turn for one another.
Well, I agree with you there. It goes a lot deeper than just winning an award. And I like what I hear, Lisa, that you're saying that you were sitting around the table with what should have been your competition, but you actually didn't see them as competitors. You actually saw them as women that you can network with and that you could learn and exchange knowledge with. And that is most certainly the essence of the Woman of Stature Awards, and it has been from the time with the inception of it. It's never been about the competition. It truly is, a gathering of masterminds, because every woman that was in the nomination process is a mastermind, and she brings something unique to the something unique and of value into the relationships that are being built and nurtured now. And this is what I'm seeing happening with every year that we have the awards. We have a code of conduct within the Women of Stature organization, and that is to eradicate competition and to make a woman understand the value of these relationships that they are actually forming during the course of the nomination process. And once they get announced as a finalist, all that we mean by that is to say that you've stayed on the journey with us, you've delivered what is being asked of you, and that when you stand on the stage with your fellow finalists, you're not standing with a competitor, you are standing with a sister. You've now already graduated, if I can say that, into a sisterhood, purely because you've remained committed to yourself, more so than to us, to stay the course. And in this, there's a development of this woman's integrity and this woman's commitment to herself and building her own brand and building her own network in and amongst those who she is being given the opportunity to connect with. And, out of this flows the most amazing opportunities. And I mean, you're not saying, Nafisa, that a lot of people are contacting you. Well, I want to say that I can see how every single woman who's been featured over the last 6 months as part of this process are being inundated with media invitations, which means that their brand is being recognized now more so than ever. And if that is the one thing that we have achieved through this process, is elevating the woman, who she is and her brand, then we have won all the way, and we are all winning all the way. So for me, that is the ultimate outcome and result of this, is forming these relationships, bringing these women together, understanding that they are there to actually support and to be to be a shoulder to lean on, and not to be a competitor. And if we've done that, we've achieved our ultimate goal. And I can go to bed every night, lay my head on the pillow, and know that I've achieved. And that's more than
Well, I think I need to give you a hand clap and a standing ovation, because honestly speaking, you have definitely achieved it without a doubt. As I said, I think every woman in that particular room that evening and through the summit looked at each other as somebody that they could network with and love each other and create a bonding relationship. So yes, you've definitely achieved that without a doubt. Not just with myself, but with many other women that I spoke to, as we were there. Coming back to you, Sister Shereen, I think we need to, of course, give due credit to yourself, Sister Charlotte, and you. And of course, let's not forget Sister Hawa Shafre and Dr. Ahmed Shamaili for coming up with such an amazing concept of collaborating people together. And as we know, we went through a very serious pandemic. The situation was very dire. It still is. I mean, people, if I look around me just in my own community, I still see, the endless, should we say, ricochet terrible effect of what has happened through lockdown, people going through those struggles and trying to find a way out of it. But I think this particular platform has given us a way to network with each other, to be able to help us grow, not just, as I said, on a personal level, but also from a business level. And it has opened doors in so many directions, just from this one particular idea and concept, which I think is so phenomenal. I just can't stop talking about it. I speak about it every single day since I got back, because it has had such a positive impact, not just on myself, but with all the other people that I speak to that are networking with me. So it goes to show that this particular leadership summit and the awards has definitely had a positive impact on people and changed the way they are looking at things going forward.
Absolutely. I mean, the vision of an ecosystem is, that vision needs a champion. And I mean, to that extent, we must just say congratulations to Dr. Ahmed Al-Shamali. It really is his dream and his vision manifesting. And the bringing together of everybody that can work together in such an amazing environment. I think what he's done very successfully in terms of this vision and making it work is he's been very selective in partnering with people that are trustworthy and reliable. It's the foundation on which he has built Hadarat Global. And to that degree, I suppose the relationship extends beyond the UAE into other countries. But, I've sat on the sideline as the person being entrusted with, and it's been an absolute privilege to give that vision a physical identity. But really, the hard work comes from this man who was able to see something long before it could evolve into something that is material.
I so agree with you there. It's about looking at that vision, but taking it, as I said before, with a level of essence in it, and this is what's important is for people to understand. And I think I don't know about you, but for me, what stood out with Dr. Ahmed Shamaili when I met him for the first time was he is so full of humility. You would never say that he is a person of such stature. I didn't even know, he did other sorts of work until I got to chat with him. So I think we need to congratulate him. He's really gone the extra mile to take business to another level. And should we say, break that wall that was built during lockdown, where each one of us was stuck in some way, to say, how do we unpack this? How do we take this and change the narrative, as you said, and create a better version of things for people out there, but not just in one particular. I'm getting a message from Grace Bulokwa. She's saying, yes, Charlotte, you've done a great job. So that great one there. So that's what I'm saying. The thing is, it's about looking at those visions, and visionaries really are people that we need to network with, because they don't just think about themselves. And this is what I love about every single one of you. You are selfless in your own way. You look at where people are standing at and ask yourselves, where can I take them to from where they are now? So this is, I think, the vision of what I've seen throughout the entire summit and the Woman of Stature Awards taking place in Dubai. It's created a network of selfless people that don't just want to do things to be able to grow their own businesses, but go one step further and say, what is it that I can do for the other person that I've met, or the other person that needs some more networking out there? And that's exactly what you've done. I mean, as Sister Charlotte was saying earlier, most people are getting inundated with media, and I think that's absolutely phenomenal. I'm so grateful that that is actually happening.
Well, Nafisa, on that note, and I'm so glad to see that Grace is online with us, because the minute I saw that we were going online, I let all the global winners know and the South African winners know that we are online with you live. Now, Grace is actually going to be live this afternoon, and I've actually registered for it as well. Grace is the only woman that was there from Ghana. And going back as the
Sister Charlotte, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. Sister Hawa Shafra is sending a message. It says, well done, ladies. So very proud of you all. Keep soaring. So thank you, Sister Hawa. And another thing, a very happy birthday. You're sharing your birthday with my son today. So I feel very honored. A very happy birthday for you. God bless you and give you all the strength that you need going through this trying time. Back to you, Sister Charlotte. Oh, Grace again. Yes, Charlotte, you have done an amazing job. Angelique Smith, happy birthday, dearest Hawa Shafre. It doesn't stop coming
birthday. Yes, absolutely. Happy birthday, Hawa. We just say, Sister Hawa, we're sorry that we can't actually share it with you, but I think we celebrated beautifully with her on Friday night as she was about to leave. But just to get back to this, what Grace was telling me, of course, is that being the only person from Ghana there, having actually accepted this wonderful opportunity and making her way to Dubai, has now opened up a tremendous amount of opportunities for her back in her home country. And this afternoon, she's actually going to be live, and I have registered for that live broadcast of hers. And that is that's the message I want to bring across to the ladies here today, is to say, you know, that sometimes we look at a cost, and we look at the cost and we say, oh no, I can't afford it. But there's actually another way to look at it, and that is that I can't afford not to invest. Because if you don't invest in your future, and there is a monetary investment that you have to make, you could be losing out on future rewards. And I think this is what I've seen happen now over the last couple of years as well. I mean, Sister Shereen, for one, she had to make a very personal financial investment to get to Dubai a few years ago, and she did it. And look at what the rewards is that she's reaping today. She's part of the sisterhood and the brotherhood of Hadarat Global. Had she not done that, she wouldn't have been. And that's something that both Shereen and I are really trying to create, this culture of understanding amongst women. It's to say, don't look at the rands and the cents at that moment in time. Think ahead. Think of what this investment is going to mean to you 2, 3, 4 years down the line, because it could manifest into something far greater than what you can imagine. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what is going to happen. I mean, Angie is also Angelique. She's our South African preferred event management partner, and she's now actually been awarded that by Hadarat Global. And I mean, this if she hadn't made,
and she's just messaging you now, Sister Charlotte. I'm going to interrupt before it goes away. It says, well done on this amazing interview, ladies. And thank you, Nafisa Daniel, for this platform. Such amazing content shared here. Sister Angelique, you do make us proud, just like all the other ladies. Each one of you is so amazingly full of potential. And I love working with every single one of you. So there it goes. That's for all you amazing ladies from Dubai to South Africa. But I don't know about you. Let's hit a lighter note. When we got back, I don't know if you felt the anticlimax because a lot of us were talking about, you know, we got so used to seeing each other on that regular basis and creating that positive vibe amongst each other. You know, every single day we would sit in the lobby and chat and catch up with somebody or the other that we didn't get to speak to before, before the summit and after the summit. And it was so amazing. And we got back to South Africa. And as I said, the ladies started contacting me because we felt as though something was missing if we don't get to chat with each other. And I missed you two equally as much. So I'm so glad that I've had you on my show this morning. It's such an honor to be able to chat to such inspirational women like yourselves who take people like us and move us onto a better platform. So I really appreciate it. And I think all the women can say the same thing for themselves that are listening in today. Let's get back to what you were saying before, Sister Shereen. You know, it's about developing people and developing brands and taking people further. So let's talk about the way forward now from here. We've come back from the summit. It was a phenomenal Woman of Stature award. The summit was absolutely successful. People have really moved spaces in certain aspects. Congratulations, Grace. I must say you do us proud in many directions. Sister Charlotte, I hope you could share that with us at some point once you have that recording. But as I'm saying, where to now? Because this is, I think, a question everybody's asking. We've come back to South Africa. We've done the amazing network. We still want to be in touch with each other. But where is your forward vision going to?
Well, I think the first thing is to take what you've learned and apply it. And, it comes down to having a journal, writing down what were the most profound lessons for you in terms of that connectivity. And there was a huge impartation of knowledge. And writing it down while it's still fresh in your mind, Nafisa, so that, each person listens with a different ear. Each person has some different area of development. So I think the first thing you need to do when you come back from a summit like this, where there was such a huge impartation of knowledge and so many things cast in terms of the future, is to write those things down so that you stay on track. For me, that would be point number one. Point number two is actually you made meaningful connections at that summit with people that you maybe met for the first time, is to set up a directory of contacts for yourself and then actually start reaching out and start the process of relationship building. Because relationships take time. You may meet someone today, as Charlotte said, my connection to the UAE actually started 3 years ago. It's taken 3 years of developing that relationship to get to a point where more material things are manifesting. For the ladies that attended the summit this year, I think, be patient, write down your network or in your directory of contacts so that you remember who people are, where they came from, what industry they're in, and start having those conversations now virtually. It's just so possible to do through virtual relationship building. And then follow up on that in terms of the next event. Say yes. Start planning financially for your next visit, your next summit, a trip possibly to another country. Find out when those people that you connected with at a summit are in your own country. Host them for a meal, spend some time with them, go for a coffee. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. Like any relationship, relationships, they bear fruit where they are nurtured. And I think if you've attended a summit like this, the next step is definitely recording what you've learned and recording who you've met, and then start the process of nurturing and developing and building those relationships, because trust takes time. You don't meet somebody today and trust them tomorrow. So building that relationship, it takes time, and that would be my advice to anybody who had attended that summit.
Right. Sister Charlotte, something really interesting. Oh, hold on. Thank you, Sister Nafisa. I agree. Really miss seeing you all every day. What a wonderful sisterhood was formed. That's from Angelique once again. And then Sister Hawa Shafri, absolutely true, Charlotte. If you didn't make the investment almost 12 years ago in Dubai, I would not have connected with such amazing people worldwide and connected on both a business level and personal level with such amazing people with great visionaries. Thank you so much, Sister Hava. That means so much to all of us. Grace again on. Sister Shereen always gives great advice. She was my adjudicator. I'm learning from her from afar. Love her. Thank you, Sister Shereen. So it's happening, ladies. An interesting point that you brought up, Sister Charlotte, was about opportunity and investment. And I think that's something that you really got me thinking, because many women, that's literally what holds us back, is because we sit down sometimes and we think, oh, I have to pay this registration fee, but how much am I going to be able to manage and things like that? Because as we know, COVID also had an impact on people's budgets and things like that. But what you said makes so much of sense going forward. What I'm saying is that to all you ladies out there that are listening, and our viewers and our finalists, Sister Charlotte could not have said anything better than that, is take that amount of money, save it if you have to, even if it's for just one, even if you have to subscribe to Professional Collective a month later, or with Sister Shereen, it doesn't really matter. The fact remains that is your opportunities. It's your doors of opportunity. It's going to open those levels to be able to help you grow. And that small little investment is going to take you to places that you could never have imagined.
Well, you're so right in saying that. And just to reiterate, when I talk about investing, if you just think of it, and I mean, I love having my hair done, and I love, my products, and I love, making sure that I always dress well, and And we know that that is an investment in your personal brand as well. And that's very, very important. So that's how you must see this. You must see it as investing in how you are dressing up. So, for instance, now we've got a conference coming up on the 28th of July in Johannesburg, and we'll do a roadshow again like we did earlier this year. And it is the theme is dress for success, and how do you climb that ladder of success? So, investing is in so many different ways, and you must always consider that investment in the long term. And what is the return on that investment? Well, that return on the investment you will only see once you've invested. So that's the secret of the success of investing, is to say that everything that you're investing in today has to have a return on investment. But how do you make that return on investment happen? It's by applying. And that's exactly what, going back to what Sister Shereen is saying, is if you're not going to apply what you heard and what you learned whilst you were in Dubai, and any other summit or any conference or any meeting that you attend, if you don't apply and put it back, you're not going to see a return on your investment. So I would say now, for anyone listening on this show today, Nafisa, and like you and myself and Shereen and the ladies that are responding to this interview, is saying is you've got to take it forward. You've got to make sure that you put time, effort, energy into anything that you are investing time into, and investing any money into is application. Otherwise, it's just not going to.
That's so true. Sister Shereen, coming back to you, I think the most important thing, and I bring this up on my show time and again, just to change people's mindset, is about the positivity. I think a lot of people look at themselves and say, I don't think I can do this. I've been a go-getter since I was 18, and my dad knows that. I say to him when I'm in a year's time, I'm going to be on television. He thought, oh, she's just saying that, but I made sure. So it's about being able to create that forward vision, as Sister Charlotte says. Sit down, ask yourself, this is where I'm at right now, but where would I like to head to? And there's something that I read by Dwayne Johnson that stands out, and I think it's going to resonate with you. He says, think back 5 years ago, think of where you're at today. Think ahead 5 years about what you want to accomplish, and be unstoppable.
Absolutely. If I could say something, Nafisa, the biggest thing is decision making. And you can completely understand it. When you come out of an era, past where things have gone wrong, they maybe haven't worked in your favor, it rocks your confidence. And so for me as a consultant who works largely with business owners, what I've seen as a common denominator, it's a theme at the moment, is that business owners, company owners, innovators, they're scared to make decisions. Everything seems so everything seems so uncertain for the future. And so where I spend 80% of my time at the moment in consultation is encouraging business owners to make decisions, encouraging parents to make decisions, encouraging young students who need to make choices to make decisions, to just get to the point where you can make a decision. It really does require a level of courage. And so, we can take the small things that we learn. If you wait until you can afford something, you'll never get anything done. If you wait until you're ready, tomorrow will be it will always be tomorrow. And I think, unfortunately, the condition of our economy and the condition of our world does not allow for us to sit and procrastinate in a place of being unsure and being afraid. I really think it's a time that we have to dig deep within ourselves and say, if not now, then when? Let's make the sacrifices. Let's, sacrifice some of the luxuries in our day-to-day life. We all, not all, but many of us can cut some of the fat off our lifestyle and be able to put that money aside to be able to do what Charlotte said rightly, invest in your future. Because the future and those opportunities are not going to be delivered to your doorstep. Faith without works is dead. We have to get up. We have to move towards our goals. We have to be able to be prepared for those sacrifices. And I can tell you one thing, Nafisa, and you'll know it better than anybody else. At the end of the day, the people that we see excelling and progressing and prospering are ordinary people like you and I, who have just made a decision, that they're not going to wait for opportunity to come, but they're going to lean in, press in, and take the opportunities that come past them, regardless of how they may feel emotionally. Because emotionally, you may feel afraid, you may feel insecure, you may think you're not good enough, but you have to actually set that aside. And you have to say, I'm not operating from a place of emotion. I'm actually going to operate from a place of determination, and then move forward with it.
That's so true. And there's something very interesting you said at one of our press releases, but there's Angelique back again saying, completely agree with Charlotte. The Professional Collective Conference is one of the best return of investments I have ever made in terms of the collaborations and the content that received nuggets of gold. Wow. So it goes to show, yes, Sister Hava again, creating your vision is also about who you associate yourself with. Associate yourself with visionaries globally. So, in the event if you feel uncertain and have fears, associate yourself with those who stand out and do what you might think is unimaginable, which I think is so apt. Here we go again. Blessing and Akamio. Hi. That word, Shereen, we all need the courage to make that decision to push forward, to invest in opportunities for ourselves and our businesses. So it goes to show that we have definitely, I think, from the Hajra team and yourselves, have been creating a serious impact, and it's going to show by all the messages we're getting in here. Um, so back to you, Sister Shereen. Just quickly, we were talking about thinking forward, but there's times I think where women are stuck in a particular situation, and what sort of advice would you give to them to say, besides creating that vision and sitting down with a book? I think some women don't have that. Like with me, I will sit down and I'm an ambitious person. I'd ask myself, like, okay, I'm here now, but where to next? So I think what we need to is change mindsets for women. And what advice would you give them as far as that goes? Because I think that's what really holds people back, is literally just the mindset.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I love what you say, where people feel stuck. And Afisa, one of the greatest revelations for me personally was understanding that stuck is a feeling. It's not the reality, it's how you are feeling. You are feeling stuck. And if you can become more aware of how you're feeling, and that those feelings don't necessarily reflect any level of reality, that it's your personal emotional condition, and become aware of what your emotions are and how those emotions are playing out in your decision making, we all have the capacity to be able to set our feelings aside for a period of time to be able to deal with whatever it is that we need to deal with at the time. And I think women manifest that beautifully. I've seen amazing women who are able to take their emotions, regardless of how they're feeling, and look after their children, look after their household, assist in their own businesses, their spouses' businesses. Women have this amazing ability. It's a superpower to be able to actually manage your feelings very well, so that you can push through and achieve that which you've set out. But it's a decision, and it has to be made consciously. We carry a huge amount of responsibility in community, but we have that superpower. And so it comes right down to just making that decision. Yes, you can read the book, yes, but self-talk, what you say to yourself, and owning your power, owning your superpower. I always say you're a queen in the kingdom. You are a queen in the kingdom, and you get to choose how you rule in your kingdom, and you get to write the story of your life. And I just think women need to take back that power. We are well able to do it, Nafisa.
You couldn't have said that better. We're going to go for a quick break. Stick with us. We'll be back with you in a sec. Yes, sir.
The boss is grilling me with the adverts, so we need to be strict with the adverts.
Okay, that's fine.
So it's
Sorry about that. It's just that sometimes I can't interrupt them because she's been stretching it. You know, understand what I'm saying?
Potentially is nice. I understand.
No, but you see, the thing is, when they're in conversation, I can't like in the middle just like stop them. So I had to let her finish.
So they are every after 15 minutes.
Okay, so what you do is do me a favor, just prompt me so that I know that I can kind of like get them going on it, and then so that we can. So just say ad coming up, then I'll go okay. Then I'll kind of get them to round up on that sentence, and then we'll go into our ad break, and then we'll go back out again. Cool. Sorry about that.
Economic turmoil and soaring food costs. Keeping warm is an added expense. Let's help South Africa stay warm. Sponsor a blanket at just 90 Rand. Donate online at limdad.com or call 0861 786 243 for more information.
World-class financial services only at Sapphire Global, your financial partner. If you are looking for Islamic, Sharia, and ethical financial products, look no further. Sapphire Global offers a wide range of financial service offerings from short-term to life and investments. A full-service center with all financial requirements under one brand. Our highly skilled and experienced consultants are ready to help protect your financial future. Contact us on 041 001 0184 or visit our website on www.sapphireglobalfs.com. Sapphire Global is an authorized financial services provider.
As Palestine faces unrest, Africa Muslims Agency teams are on the ground providing emergency food to families. Donate 1,500 Rand or any amount to help the people of Palestine and imagine the difference you can make. Call AMA now on 011-834-8685 or donate online at africamuslimsagency.co.za. Africa Muslims Agency, 35 years of empowering, educating, and inspiring.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media, your humanitarian broadcaster.
Welcome back to the show, and it's definitely an inspirational one this morning with Sister Charlotte Duplessis and Sister Shereen Hunter. Before we go, I just want some closing remarks from yourselves, literally just about, the global idea of what we did and what it meant for you, and also some closing words of inspiration for all our beautiful finalists and our women out there. And I think all of us are winners in our own right, as far as every single woman that is listening to the show is concerned.
Well, certainly from my perspective, I want to say this was the start of something greater. With our celebratory dinner with Sister Hawa on Friday night, she made it very clear to me as the owner of the Woman of Stature Foundation brand that this is a long-term relationship, and that we are going to be going to Dubai on an annual basis for a number of years. So this opportunity is open to all women who want to really embrace and get to see what it's like on the other side. The fact that they're opening up these opportunities through the summit, it's cross-border trading, it's helping women entrepreneurs to get access to knowledge and introductions into industries within other countries. To say that the awards is there to stay, the South African Awards. We're opening up the nominations very soon for the South African Awards again in 2023, which will be on the 11th of March. And then, of course, as I say, the Dubai relationship is just going to grow and extend into other countries as well. And we have got discussions around that as well. So watch this space. There's a lot to look forward to.
Now, that sounds very exciting, and I'm also looking forward to that. Sister Shereen.
All I would like to say is really the slogan of what Women of Stature represents: intentionally connect, Nafisa. Women need to intentionally connect with each other, and as I always say, make your circle bigger. We need one another. There's an element of codependency that you cannot sidestep. We are born and built for community. So I just like to encourage women and men to get connected in your community, build those friendships and relationships. They really are the foundation on which we build our lives.
Most definitely. And it's all about building relationships. I want to thank you so much for you saying I feel very honored to be a part of this particular family that I met. And I'm hoping that this continued relationship will allow us to grow in many directions. So thank you so much for joining me. And I'm hoping that we've inspired other women out there to be able to see the narrative going forward. So thank you so much. Have a lovely one. We'll miss you guys. Hope to see you soon. Love you loads.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye. And that was Sister Shereen Hunter from the Hunter Group and Sister Charlotte Duplessis from Woman of Stature Awards talking about the Hajra Global initiative that took place in Dubai and also the Woman of Stature Awards. Definitely moving people into different spaces. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go for a quick break and we'll be joined by Dr. Vuyo Yokwe. And don't miss this one out because this one is for you guys.